Good evening, Council, Mayor, citizens. My name is Andy Luce, 808 5th Avenue, Seattle. I represent SRM Development. Well, it's been kind of a long process here. I represent SRM, and I stand with CiViK and the City of Kirkland and encourage you to support the design resolution that represents some compromise from each of us, but it doesn't compromise the high standards that we've all come to expect in the City of Kirkland. Through this process, I think we've seen that that we've been able to turn conflict into some collaboration. We've been able to turn negatives into positives, and we've been able to take the appellants and turn them into associates. It's been a long process. I never really thought I'd say this, but it's actually been better. We've been a better project for it, so I appreciate that. Before I go, I'd like to thank B and Jim for all the efforts on the behalf of CiViK and the citizens of Kirkland. They felt that they were doing the right thing in their interpretations, and I think all of you did as well. I'd also like to thank Jeremy and Eric, Janice, and Robin, who represented the city staff and put in a lot of hours on behalf of us and the city. This is now a project that has the full support of CiViK, the Kirkland staff, and SRM. I think this will be a fine asset for the Kirkland community, and I think we're all willing to say that we learned some valuable lessons here. I think we're now ready to leave that past and move forward. Thank you.
And thank you.
Mr. May?
David.
I would like to have the honor and privilege of moving Resolution 4731.
Second.
Moved by Councilmember Asher and seconded by Councilmember Greenway. Council comments. Jessica?
I'll start by saying thank you to all of the parties, and thank you so much to you who spoke tonight. I think you summed up this whole process beautifully, and it really means so much to me and to all of us up here to have this result in this very difficult process, to result in a positive outcome. I personally think this design is 100% better than the original design. It has really a lot to like about it. But I also appreciate all of you saying that it is a compromise, because it is a compromise. And I really appreciated having in the agreement that this design is not precedent-setting in any way, because I am very supportive of this. I think it's a beautiful design, but I have to say I didn't get everything I wanted. I wanted more of a two-story building all along Lake Street. I wanted more setbacks and stepbacks and more modulation. The only reason I can support a fifth floor in this design is because it is set so far to the east and it's not over the portion of the building to the west. But all of that being said, to me, this is a huge victory. And it is a victory for all of you that worked so hard on it. And believe me, we know and appreciate what all of you went through. And it's really a win for the citizens of Kirkland. This is a design, a building that we will all be proud of, and I think we can walk away from our decision tonight and say that we all did a good job for the good of the city of Kirkland.
Any further comments? Joan?
Yes, I'm going to support this resolution, and I'm also I'm very grateful that this process is ending tonight. The things that I'm most happy about, and I feel that we all need to celebrate, is that that somehow that plaza that was so wonderful when the DRB looked at this has actually increased. That is such an amazing, wonderful thing for this city, that that we actually even have more space. I'm a little bit sad. I learned today that the sidewalk's a little bit less on the Kirkland Ave side, but it's still over 10 feet for most of that area, and so I'm pleased. I have to say, I think that fifth story on the top looks a little odd, pushed all the way back like that, but, you know, I'm going to get used to it. I think it's beautiful. I thought it was beautiful before, and I'm so grateful to all the parties that through this extremely difficult process, we've come to back to respect for each other. And I wouldn't have thought we were going to be able to get there at one point. So I'm very proud of everyone. I'm proud of our staff who kept their professionalism always. I'm proud of CiViK for being willing to compromise, and I'm proud of SRO for being willing to compromise. And the council hung in there too. So I think all in all, it's just really going to be a happy occasion to vote in the affirmative.
Bob?
Yeah, I echo Joan's comments. Thank you for keeping my bank, keeping my drive-through, giving us a fifth story. Personally, I wish there was more housing there because we need the tax base. But in the end, it ends up a good project. I voted for it the first time the way it was, and I'll certainly vote for this one.
Anybody else? And I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Oh.
All right, well, that was pretty
Where's the
significant.
confetti coming down?
Yeah.